addicted to everything. No matter, as a kid, for the longest, I was being beat on by my dad, and I got sexually molested, and at that time, I didn't feel like I could really trust my family, didn't trust nobody around me. So what I did, I isolated myself. So also, whenever I did that, I made, I love the basketball. I love playing basketball. And it all started out good. I wasn't on drugs, I wasn't on alcohol, everything went good. Until I got distracted by a woman, and I went out, drank, and that, whenever I drank, it made me feel like I fit in once in life. I didn't feel like somebody violated me. I didn't feel like someone was abusing me. I felt like I was normal. And that's where it started off. Got kicked off the basketball team. I had a good career in that. College was looking at me. I see the little shirts, and I guess y'all level up. By the time I was 15 years old, I was already so messed up as of just drinking. It wasn't no crucial drugs like you see on the news or nothing like that. It was drinking, acting out, thinking I want to be the life of the party. I want to act out in public, get immature tattoos all over my body, And where it got me was in places like this, in a holding facility for juveniles, behind a fence, razor wire fence. They had one that had actually the Rutherford County. I had that on the news. That was the holding facility I was in before I got taken and put somewhere. Because me, we went from getting in trouble 15, just drinking, smoking a little weed, to boom, now I'm toting guns and I'm thinking I'm somebody, and I get caught with theft and burglary with a AK-47 with a .22 pistol. So they said they had enough of me. They tried to trial me as an adult. Thank God they didn't trial me as an adult at that time, because that was my first offense. That's how fast it escalated. It went from me just drinking to me robbing, stealing, conning, manipulating. Didn't care. If you're talking about money, I want it. Because money made me feel validated whenever I walk somewhere. If I had money in my pocket, it made me feel validated. Whenever I walk in a room and I got the nicest stuff on, it made me feel validated around the crowd I'm in. But even though if people still looked up to me or still talk to me or try to be my friends, I could be in a room full of 10 people but still feel alone. Because deep down inside, I didn't love myself. I didn't care about myself. And the people I started calling family was gang members, was people that really didn't care about my well-being. Crap. Anybody who's willing to sell a 16-year-old a gun don't really care about my well-being. They probably want me dead if anything. Now I gotta go out here and prove myself to these folks because I'm the young dog. I always had to prove myself and do the next task they had me to do. And by that time, I finally kept going in and out, in and out, in and out. Didn't care. I graduated from an alternative school. I stayed in an alternative school, and they let me graduate on the stage at my original school, thank God. But I had to plead out to an adult sentence at that time. I had to plead out just to, at that time, 1129, I'm so used to being incarcerated as a juvenile, in and out, in and out. 1129 didn't really faze me. So I did that 1129, did 9 months, 28 days. And I thought it was a part of the life. I thought it was what came with the lifestyle, because that's what has always been drilled in my head by people that I was looking up to, or that was gang members that was constantly in prison, coming out in prison. They told me that's part of it. That's life. So, okay, I did that sentence, got out. In 2012, I was 19 years old. And like I said, I'll do anything to make money. I'll do anything. I don't want to hold down a full-time job. What's a full-time job? 9 to 5 when I could go sell drugs and make more money. You know, that's what I told myself. You know, so I became a convicted felon. Caught multiple manufacturing charges, gun possessions, any kind of drug you could think of. And at that time, I wasn't really doing nothing really hard. I was just drinking and smoking weed. I was just trying to get money. That's it. You know, I didn't think I had a problem. So what did I do? They try to constantly give me 30 years. And see how progressive what I struggle with, how progressive it is even at that time when I caught that case, you would think, oh, you know, you need to calm down. I bonded out. Guess what? I caught another case 2-3 months later, back on the news. You know, that's when you're in this state of mind that, oh, it's all right. All I do is this and this. All I do is, you know, either it's from selling drugs, whether it's using them, whether it's hanging out with people that constantly use them, you're going to get dragged in the mess. I mean, it's inevitable. I mean, that's why I went back to it this last go around. I had a 17-year sentence and I went back doing what I knew. Manufacturing, same thing. Didn't care about no consequences, facing 30 years, didn't care. Riding around like it's cool or something. You know, of this 17-year sentence, I have been away from my family, in and out, for the last 5.5 years of the 7 years that I've been on it. Like she said, I got out, I did good. Once I graduated, once I blue folded, that's when the rubber hits the road. You ain't got nothing to tie you down. Now you can kind of manipulate your way out. Now you can kind of schedule, I can smoke weed this time and pass a drug screen, you know, a month later. You know, that's what I did. And a lot of my, I'm very hard-headed. I didn't care about no consequences. I didn't care about, you know, my grandma being on the stand with a 17-year sentence in here, and she's saying if he gets sent 17 years, I don't think I'll be alive. I didn't care about that. I didn't care. All I cared about was myself. When it comes down to it, that I ain't got my kid taken this last go around. You know? Yeah, I might drop off some money, materialistic things, saying I'm taking care of my child, but I'm not present for my child. You know, and that's the bad thing. I could provide for my child, but I couldn't be there for my child. If that makes any sense to y'all. And it all started out just being in high school, being in 8th grade, feeling alone, feeling desperate. That's what brought me here. Is desperation for a new life to live. You know, today, I'm out. Life ain't all perfect. Cookies and cream. It's hard out here for convicted felons. That's something that I signed up to be whenever I turned 18 years old. I signed up to be a convicted felon and get underpaid. I can't even go to college and really make too much out of myself. You know, because now jobs ain't felony friendly. You can't even work at Walmart being a convicted felon. So it limits where I can work. It limits, and then where I work at now, I gotta wear long sleeves. I can't, even when I set up the funeral, I can't even wear a white beater with nobody there because my whole back's inked up from top to bottom. My chest is inked up. You know, that's all the effects that me, and these tattoos that I wanted to get, that I got. I just wanted people to leave me alone. That's what my biggest thing was. If everybody would leave me alone, everything will be fine. And I didn't want to ask for no help. And when I was in jail, and I did 2 years, and then I was fighting this case, and I played out. I said, you know what, I need help. Because I'm not addicted just to the drug. I'm addicted to the whole lifestyle, everything that comes with it, running, gunning, going everywhere, everything. Doesn't matter. And today I have to be aware of that. Because if I surround myself around people that is doing the same thing that I used to do, eventually that's going to influence me to do the same thing that I've always got. And this program, like today, I had to work, but I chose to take a day off of work because this is service work. This is something I have to do to stay clean, to stay with my mind driven to do right. And I refuse to go back because if I go back, there's only two options for me. Either I'm going to die or I'm going to be in prison for 25 or whatever years. Because I know that my sentence, what I like to do, holds up 8 to 12 years, added additional on my 17. That's what I like. So I have to take that in consideration. If I go back to what I know as a drinking, it's whenever I put that drug and alcohol in my body, how my mind thinks, that's the problem. It don't think. You know? And today I'm blessed that I know a new way of living. You know? And I don't have to search and try to find the next fix. And I'm content where I'm at. And thank you for having me.